Hello everybody, and welcome back to Mangoes Not Lemons. Today we're doing a career highlight. So we're going to talk about one specific position, human resources. We're going to learn a little bit about it. We're going to learn about our guest here, Miss Anna, and she's going to tell us about why human resources, what was interesting about human resources, and if you ever want a career in human resources, listen up. These are the inside scoops. Anna, tell us about your job currently.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Anna Alandia. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources here at Lakanto. My job right now, I oversee the entire employee life cycle. So starting with recruiting, even from writing the job description, partnering with workforce development, what are the vacancies in our organization, finding the right fit, kind of crafting our brand story and telling our story in the recruiting, welcoming people into the organization, getting them onboarded, getting them up to speed, and then helping teams grow and develop helping with team dynamics, working through leadership development and promotions, and then just really growing the culture through growing our people and our teams, making sure that this is a place that people want to come to work every day. Sometimes there's challenges, sometimes things go wrong, there's problems. I'm here for those. I'm here to talk and listen to everybody and help solve those problems and find solutions. And then on the way out, we help people on their way out of the organization and try to make that as graceful an experience as possible. All the while making sure that we protect the brand with compliance, that we understand employment law, and that we're looking out for those things, safeguarding our employees, safeguarding the company, and being a nice intermediary to help make those things all smooth and graceful.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize in human resources, everyone thinks, oh, I just have to go to talk to HR. HR is going to help with my benefits. HR is going to help me with, my hiring paperwork. Yeah. People forget HR has a heavy legal component, right? And that you need to understand employment law. You need to understand your goal in an organization, in any organization, is to mitigate risk. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That you have to know what you can say, what you can't say, what you can publish, what you can't publish. Like in an HR perspective, you are the barrier to safe speaking. Safe, is that a?
Yeah, I think so. I think you want to make sure that you're in alignment with company policy. That's first and foremost. Your company policies should be in alignment with employment law at a bare minimum. Yep. But your policies are really guiding your culture, and so making sure that people are representing your company values and your company culture. So culture, policies, law, all those things kind of flow. They flow all into each other.
What's a good education background that would complement HR?
That's a great question, and there's not one perfect answer for that. I think there's so many paths that can lead to HR. There's very traditional paths where you're studying human resources or business maybe in college. I didn't take that path. I sort of had an atraditional journey to find HR, and I've explored a lot of different things that have all given me strengths to find HR later in my career, and I've found it now as a perfect fit. So for me, I actually started working in nutritional counseling and natural product industry. Oh. Now I work for human resources for a natural product company, and so I have a lot of industry experience.
Complimentary.
Yeah, but I found nutritional counseling it really supports my human resources background. I worked in a retail environment, counseling people and giving them nutritional coaching. In that type of experience, you have to have very personal conversations with people right out the gate and talk about things that are awkward. Yeah. You have to be compliant with your language because there's things you can say and there's things you can't say, and you want to coach people to make their own decisions in life, right? You can guide them on what to do, but ultimately they make their own decisions.
You're correct.
So that nutritional counseling was foundational for me, and then I worked through other careers and
helps you work more with people, helps you talk more openly.
Yes, talk more openly, being approachable, being someone people aren't afraid to come talk to. That's been a huge benefit for me, is just trying to be an approachable person that people enjoy having a conversation with. So so that helped me a lot. I think that some other things, other adjacent careers to human resources you might not think of are customer service. Anyone with
same skill set, similar skill set.
Same skill set, because people are bringing you their messiest, most challenging problems, and you've got to be able to intake those concerns, set a positive tone, and try to
diffuse them sometimes.
Yes. Yep. So, I mean, people bring you their best experiences in HR and sometimes their most difficult days, the days they've had really hard days. and having to escort people out of the organization or let somebody go. Not the best thing you have to do, but really those customer service skills come in really strong. So yeah, I think marketing and creativity are great skills to have as well. Not something a lot of people think of, but understanding how to tell a brand story, understanding a customer journey helps you understand an employer journey. So those are all things that have strengthened in my background that have helped me be successful in human resources.
Yeah, so funny. I stumbled into human resources by accident because I'm bilingual in Spanish.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I got pulled into the recruiting element of human resources, and really the career just kind of went from there, all because I just happened to speak Spanish. And so it's interesting, to your point, education background in human resources, any education typically adds value. Yep. And what people might not know is you can get certifications in HR to add on top of an education of whatever your degree is in. I mean, in theory, you could have a history degree, but work well with people and get along with people. And a career choice could still steer you into an HR certification or an HR classification that would help you still add value to the degree, but bring you into a career choice you never knew you could do.
Yep, I love that. I think it's more accessible than most people realize as a career choice because of that, because you can go through those professional certifications at great institutes like SHRM or HRCI. I worked with HRCI, and that was a great step for me.
Well, so one of the things I want to ask too, when we do career highlights, we want to know the hard things about the job. Yeah. So people don't realize you touched on it a little bit already in our. What are the hard parts about HR?
The hard parts about HR, probably the most common challenge I see is it's a very responsive position, and so you can start out your day with a goal of things you want to get done.
Yeah.
And you have to be very responsive to things that might pop up. That ability to pivot and take care of what needs to be taken care of. It's a strength that
people are needy.
People are needy, yeah. There's emergencies,
day.
Things change, something happens. So it can be difficult to get through, your more long-term projects, things that take really deep focus work where you're trying to build a new program or start something from scratch. Having time to do that deeper work can be tough, and crafting out that space to just focus. Because if you're good at jumping around at a lot of different things throughout the day, you'll love this job because that's what you end up doing. I do love that. I love it a lot. But I think I struggle probably the most with getting bigger projects, long-term projects built from scratch. So.
Well, and I would guess investigations into challenges.
Absolutely.
Your goal in human resources to look out for the people, all the people, from the executives, you're looking out for them.
That's right.
Just as much as entry-level employees.
Yep.
And so when there's someone not being treated fairly or some allegations, you have to dig into those investigations.
Yep, it's true. Yeah, conflict resolution and investigations. It's a very rewarding. Part of the job, but it can be really difficult. Can be very time consuming. So all of a sudden an investigation pops up. You want to be responsive, and you've got to map it out to understand who you need to talk to, how to go through that so that you're protecting confidentiality and going through it in the right order, collecting all your documentation, because you have to be great at documentation in HR. Yeah. You've got to keep notes. You've got to keep records. That's right. So keeping all those records, taking great notes. But it can be really time consuming at times. And if you didn't expect to have to jump into an investigation one week, maybe everything else goes out the window. But you've got to focus on that. So I think you're with other people sometimes through really challenging experiences for them, and being empathetic, being present. Showing care even through those difficult situations, and trying to build trust with people while you remain objective. That you're out for the betterment of each person through that process, but trying to be objective and at the same time show enough human empathy in those interactions that it's not a terrible experience for everyone. Because even the most difficult conversations can be a positive experience if you facilitate them well.
Fair, true, I agree. So even HR has to be heavily involved in layoffs, reductions of force, terminations. But in your opinion, do you feel like there's a way to do that is still human element, still love, compassion, that you can make those hard decisions and do it there's a better way than than others.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think that ability to empathize, have authentic connection, and genuinely care for the person as you're sort of walking them through one of the most difficult experiences in their life, that authenticity really carries through, and people feel that. And thinking through, being organized, and if you have to ever organize something like that, having a careful plan, having it thought out, thinking through the cause and effect, and being ready to try to mitigate those risks. What are the risks of escalation in a conversation, and do you have a plan if somebody is upset, that it doesn't cause too much stress for the people around them or too much uncertainty. And so you're thinking about the individual impact and working with that one-on-one, but you're also thinking more broadly about the organizational impact. And I think you have to be a great communicator in human resources in person, but also in writing, and you're really a representative of the company, sharing news updates or important updates with the whole company. So thinking through those communication touch points and having a communication plan so that you can build trust across the organization as you go through big changes like that was really important.
And sometimes, whether people want to admit it or not, you're just in the wrong seat on the bus.
Yeah, that's
like they
true.
say in the book, Good to Great.
Yeah.
And it's not always personal. Your skills don't develop well in this role, where maybe in this role they would. And as an HR, it's your opportunity to help people find where they excel and find where they can grow and try to steer them in that direction.
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
And I've been told no to certain jobs I thought I really wanted, and it broke my heart. But then it led me down a path, and I ended up someplace else. And so you really just have to believe that you're going to help somebody find the best spot in their life, and show them that you feel that way, and you wish the best for them, even if you're saying goodbye. So.
Very true.
Yeah.
Anna, thank you so much for taking time today and telling us about your career choice. It's been absolutely a joy to learn a little bit about human resources. So for any of you that are looking for a career in human resources, or considering really just like working with people, consider human resources as your choice. So thanks for tuning in. Mangoes, not lemons. Have a great afternoon.